Hello everyone. Recently, I saw a really interesting TikTok where the girl she was talking about that high standards ruin her relationships. Today, we're gonna talk about why high standards would never ruin your relationship. They would only save you from low quality men, from men that don't want to take care of you, don't want to take the responsibility. So let's start. Let's start with what standards are. What that means, having high standards. What that means that the girl, she's healthy and she's never gonna waste her time. She values herself and she valuing her time, right? So I know that a lot of lazy men that don't want to do anything in this life, they would tell you that you're materialistic, you're gold digger, okay? But that's not like this. Statistically that women are materialistic, the way how society call them, actually they are the most healthier women mentally. They're stable and they're healthy. Why? Look, if you think about yourself as a normal, healthy person, you supposed to think about yourself first. And you think about also your kids. And you also think about your future and your kids. And if you want to have a family, of course, you're gonna think about your kids. If you're thinking about your future, not only the right moment, of course, you're supposed to think about finance. It's the first thing that's supposed to be in your head. If you don't think about finance, you don't think about all of the stuff, you're so emotional, you're only thinking about love and intimacy, which is mean you're not a woman, you're just a girl. If a man tells you that the only thing that you want, this is his money, and that's the only thing that you need, and that's why you're a bad girl, blah blah blah, which is mean it's not a man. You dealing with a boy. If a woman healthier, she's gonna think about her benefits and she's gonna value her time. She's never gonna waste her time just on a walk, on the park. She's never gonna waste her time with such a man that never give her clarity. When we talking about high standards, what that means? High standards, which is mean you value yourself. You see yourself not just a beautiful body. And actually, high standards doesn't exist the way how we believe in this. It's just the way how men take care of women. And if it's not for you, if you think that your man don't have to take care of you, don't have to take the responsibility, it's okay, it's your choice. But you're gonna deal with boys always. You're never gonna deal with grown men because grown men they actually want to take the responsibility and they actually want to help you, to provide you, to protect you. That's their nature and they can't hide it. Those women that said high standards ruin my relationships, what that means actually means that you never value her time, you never see herself as a luxury, you never saw herself like this, and all of a sudden, the minute when you realize your worth, you realize that actually you're supposed to value your time, yeah? Because women are price. When you realize your worth, just for a minute, you see that your partner feel uncomfortable. Why he feels uncomfortable? Because he's never value you. He never value your presence in his life. That's it. He was just comfortable to be with you. That was his comfort zone. All of a sudden you showed like, no, you can't treat me like this. And he's like, why before you was like okay with that? But before you was okay with that, what happened now? And it's true. Because when you go in the relationships, all of you have to do on a first place, you should have a deal and tell men what's your expectation. And if you're not talking about anything, you're not telling men about your expectation, men thinking that oh, she doesn't need anything from me. I don't have to do anything for her. And she's good with that. How women think? Women think, oh, I'm not gonna tell it him because he's supposed to find out what I want. He doesn't. He's supposed to find out what I want. He's supposed to find out that I want flowers. He's supposed to find out that I want money. I want gifts. He's supposed to think about this. They can't read your mind. And while women waiting for this, men thinking that she doesn't need anything from me, it's good. Why do we call just a nice treatment and gentleman basic behavior, we call it high standards? When we start to call it that way. But when it comes to have an intimacy on the first date, everyone okay with that. Actually, in this life, not having a high standards, this is more dangerous. Why? If your standards very low and you okay with emotions, it's enough for you. You only need emotions from men. Okay, he give it to you. That's all you need. The minute when you become vulnerable with him, and everything happens in life, the minute when you become vulnerable, the minute when you give a birth, minute you become pregnant, all of a sudden, you don't have anything. Because what? You weren't rational. All of you wanted, it's emotions. You don't need anything from this man. If the man leaves you after you telling about your needs, it's okay, it's a good sign. He actually give you a space to have an options to choose again. I even see how men differently treat women with standards and treat women with that have no standards, And it's very obvious. If you don't have any standards, which is mean you're not a rational person, you're not healthy. Because how could you believe a man that you don't even know without any actions, without even checking him? He didn't even try to do something for you. He put zero effort. How can you trust this man? No, how? I mean, imagine being that naive. You could never protect your children. How would you have a family? How are you supposed to have a family? How are you supposed to protect your children? I don't know why women really thinking that high standards somehow can destroy your relationship. If it's destroy your relationship, which is mean that were never relationships. Women being brainwashed. How it's look like? Before we lived with a mindset where men worked and women was just a wife. Women had zero rights before. Then when women start talk about their rights, all of a sudden, what this patriarchal society did, they just give us the chance to work like a man. But they didn't give a right to have a right like a man, to live like a man. No. See, men, they live a full life. They don't need to be ashamed. They're not no one's sexualizing them. Their reputation never get dirty because they have a right to do everything they want. They have a right to fuck everyone they want. No one gonna tell him, are you are you insane? What you doing? Now you become you're a dirty man. You're not worthy for a marriage. How can you have a family? Actually, it's supposed to be like this, okay? Everyone's shaming women to have a lot of partners. Why? Because women still don't have a rights. We still don't have a rights. Women are working like a man, do all this hard job that physiologically not for us. Physiologically working 24/7 not for women. And all of a sudden, this society just brainwashed women, put this thoughts into our head, believing that we are equal. We're never been equal. And we still don't have any rights because our salaries, they're not equal. The women give birth and it's not equal again, okay? We have a period, men don't have it. So again and again, women being sexualized 24/7. Men don't, okay? To build a career for a man, it's easier than for women. So now we don't have a time, but this society uses us not like a sexual object, but also like a resources. So if you're thinking that we have equal rights, you're probably so naive. If before men only sexualized women and see her as a wife or as a mistress, now they see us as co-workers. So they're not only using you for this, but also want you to go on a work like him, while men, they're not doing anything, just making money. They're only earn money. So women do a lot. So women still being used as a maid, as a chef, as a nanny to children, like give a birth, also have an intimacy with this man. It's actually 5 different people. And you also supposed to work and provide yourself. Like, we're just being tricked, like literally. I think it's illegal, but all this patriarchy society, now we're living in neo-patriarchy society where women being brainwashed and thinking that they have rights, because in some of countries women even don't have any right to get an abortion. So actually being materialistic in these days, which is mean you're smart, you're not naive, and you're not dumb. Actually doesn't mean that you're smart. You're not just dumb, okay? And you're not emotional, you're rational. You know that the only way how can you live and survive here, it's the money, okay? And if a man, they're lazy or they love money more than you, okay, of course they're never gonna give it to you, and just because they're afraid to lose their money more than losing you. So high standards can never destroy your relationships. High standards can destroy the connection with people that never wanted to be with you, never value your time, never value you as a person. Yes, they can destroy this connection, but they can't destroy real relationships when you feel yourself as a woman and you're dealing with strong masculine men. And what I really want to talk about is never give money to a man. Never. Why? If you're feminine women, you know that if you're gonna give money to a man, in that case, you're humiliating him that way. You're humiliating him that way. When women, feminine women, give money to a strong masculine man, imagine what he's gonna think, even if he asks about it. Why? In that case, by giving a man money, you make him weak. What that means, he thinks that you believe that he's weak and he can't make this money himself. You believe that he will never handle anything himself. That's why you're giving a man money, and actually he will punish you for it. He will punish you for it. Be sure he will punish you for it. He will cheat on you with another girl and he will give this money to another girl. And if a man asks for money, first of all, masculine men would never ask money from feminine women. They're never gonna do that. What happens, you have to say that you don't have money either, and you were like waiting when he's gonna make money and give it to you. That's it. Lazy men would probably think that women are so ruthless. It's so ruthless and cruel. Why you don't want to help a man? If you're helping someone, which is mean you thinking that this person weak, okay? Men that don't have any ambitions, yeah, they gonna be mad at you. But men that strong and clever, they're never gonna ask money for a woman. They can ask for money to another person, other men, but not women. Because if you literally like helping to a man financially, he will punish you for it. At the end of the day, he will punish you for it. He will cheat. He will act like you're nothing. Why? Because he know that you believe that he's weak, and you saw his weaknesses. That's why when you're dealing with men that they don't have any career, okay, they're just boys, and all of a sudden they start to make a career. They start, like, they get a job, and they have a business. All of a sudden they get something. They're never gonna be with you because you're something that remind him of his failure. That's how men mindset, that's how men brain working. You are the one that remind him of his failure. He's never gonna be with this woman because men, they never gonna respect women that were with him in his bad times, because they don't like themselves. They don't wanna remember these times, okay? They don't wanna remember the times when he was pathetic. He don't wanna remember these times when he was weak. He don't want to remember these times. When women constantly asking for money, for help, for gifts, that's actually something that motivated men to earn more. And a lot of masculine men, they like it. They're never gonna tell you that you only want me for my money. They know that actually ability to make money is very attractive, and that's what make him he. That's why you chose him, because he's strong and clever. He know how to make it, okay? And actually they really proud of it. High standards only can make your relationship stronger, because when a masculine man see that the only thing that you see power and see him so powerful, you always have a lot of needs. You're always asking for something, and it's never enough for you. You always want to open new business. You always want to travel and open a new country. You always want to try something new hobby, okay? That's what motivated them to earn more, to make more money. High standards can never ruin your relationships. High standards can ruin your connection with lazy, not ambitious men. Yes. But not with strong men. Strong men become more strong when they're dealing with this type of women that have high standards, that value herself. Never act like your man, he's a weak, pathetic, a piece of shit. Never act like this. Because if you're gonna treat him that way, men, they feel everything. The minute you feel that he's weak, the minute you treat him as your son, they feel everything. They feel like, no, she's not the girl that I wanted. She's not making me strong. She's making me weak, even more weak. Because by giving someone money, you make this person weak. Why and how? Look, physiologically, we're very different. Even if you have a son, you're a mother, you have a son, and you provide your son. After 18, you should say bye-bye. No, someone gonna think that it's very, very cruel. That's not cruel. Physiologically, man's brain only start to think and generate new ideas, the way how to make money, when they're in stress, when they're in survival mode. When they're in stress, when they're in survival mode, you put them in this state when they have to think how to survive. How are you supposed to survive? Their brains start to work and start to generate new ideas. It's really logically, men, they only start to think and earn money when they need to survive. So you need to click and turn their brain in a survival mode. If a man comfortable, he live in a comfortable place, he knows that someone provide him. They don't need anything. They become very lazy. In that case, you make man a boy. You make this man weak. That's not a help. You're not helping. You actually make things worse. But the women, their brain work another way. When a woman in stress, they can't thinking about anything else than just about the stress. They're overthinking, they're overreacting because they're so emotional, and they can't just switch it. When women in stress, they have a big anxiety. They start eat so much. They start sleep so much. Okay, they can't do anything. Some women, they don't even eat. Like me, when I'm stressed, I don't even eat. I don't do anything. I can't do something. I just laying in the bed. That's what I do. And sleeping. When I'm in stress, my brain don't work at all. And physiologically, we can't generate new ideas. We can't do anything. But when I'm relaxed and I know that everything good, I have money, like for 2 years, for 5 years, or I know that someone provide me, everything good. I'm in a nice place. When I'm just rest, my brain start to generate new ideas, the way how make money, the way what I want, My brain literally start work only in a relaxed mode. You're a woman and you're probably thinking how to make money, how to have generate new ideas for a business. You need to calm down, have a rest. Every time when I'm rest, when I'm on the beach and somewhere, when I'm travel, I have a lot of ideas. I literally just tell myself that I don't have to do anything. I just have to rest. All of a sudden, I have multiple ideas in my head. I don't know how to stop it. There is no such thing as a gold digger. There is no such thing as a being materialistic. It doesn't exist. If you're healthy, you value your time, you value yourself, you value the energy that you waste in the relationships, okay? And you know that everything have a price, okay? And if you're a girl, you're gonna value only emotions, only feelings. I know sometimes we want to feel butterflies, we want to feel ourselves like a kids, but we're not a kids anymore, and we have our needs, okay? Even a kid have a needs. You're supposed to know that when you're dealing with lazy men, with men that don't have any ambitions, or with men that's so feminine, they don't want to give your money, okay? They act like they don't want to do anything, like a flower, always get offended. You can't be happy with the man that he's already feminine. He doesn't need a feminine woman, he need a masculine woman, okay? And you can't be happy with women that underestimate money. When you're talking about your needs, when you're talking about something that you want, he immediately get offended, immediately start to yell or scream, or he just ignores you. That's a kid's behavior. That's not a gentleman behavior, okay? Grown man would never ignore you for your needs. He would just be so proud that his girl so ambitious, so motivate him that way. And actually, those lazy men that never do anything for you, they never literally provide or take care of you, they would try to make you feel guilty for your needs, and they never gives you a clarity. Why? The minute you see that you don't understand what's going on in the relationships, you feel like you can't understand he likes you or not. You don't know what's happening. One day he tells you how he likes you, how he loves you, but he never gifted anything to you, he never helps you, never do anything for you, he ignores your needs, and then other day he disappeared, then again. Those men actually do this purposely. Why? When a man ignores you, or he just disappear from the relationships, what that means? He give you a space to imagine about him more. So if you're dating someone constantly you're dating, you can find out what kind this person, okay? You don't have a time to imagine about him. But those men, they use a psychological trick, but it's only working on the girls. If you're just a girl, yeah, it's gonna work on you. they use a psychological trick. All of that they do disappear. They disappear. They don't answer to your like text, to your calls. Never text a man first and never call a man first, okay? They disappear. They give you a space to imagine about him, and while you imagine about this person, you start to think about qualities that he doesn't have. So you glamorize him in your head. Why? Because you don't know him actually in real life. He never gives you a clarity. You don't understand, and to see all picture, your brain start to imagine all those things and glamorize all those things. I think it's really interesting the way how our brain working. All of a sudden, when someone give us the space, we start to imagine a lot of things about this person, which is actually not even belong to him. We give this person qualities that he doesn't even have. Really interesting. They do this purposely. Then all of a sudden they text you back after like months or 2 months, and if you're gonna answer, it's done. A lot of girls that they don't know about this trick, they really believe that they fell in love, really believe that it's love. But honestly, what happens, you just glamorize him because he disappeared, because you still don't know anything about him. They act like siren, like mermaids. In my video about archetype, I was talking about mermaids. They never give it clarity, never talking about anything, and you like literally become obsessed of something that you don't even know. You don't know him, but you believe that he's so hot. Even if they look ugly, they become really handsome for you. So if you're just a girl, if you're naive, you don't know about this trick, you're gonna fall in love. Relationships, they're very easy. With a strong masculine man, they always gonna give you a clarity. A man that don't want to give you anything, they would just give you a space to glamorize him. Yeah, or just gonna brainwash you and make you feel guilty. I hope you understand that high standards not ruin your relationships. They protect you from low quality people. I hope it helps you to realizing that being materialistic, it's not bad. It's actually the healthiest thing that you can do. Being materialistic. You should be materialistic, because naturally women are prized, and having a relationship with women, it's such a pleasure. Bye bye.